This episode is brought to you by Olive and June.
And I'm a brand new fan of Olive and June because we're going to be talking about their gel polishes, which we're really excited to get. But prior to even this, like 2 weekends ago, Mats and I were out and he treated me to 2 Olive and June polishes that I painted my toes, and they look so good.
I love painting my nails at home. As you know, Olive and June delivers up to 21 days of flawless wear with a high gloss shine that won't chip, lift, or dull. There's no damaging removal thanks to their new peel off base coat and salon speed soak off system. Say goodbye to the drama of gel removal.
Olive and June's new gel mani system includes everything you need for a salon quality manicure in one box, and you can customize it with your choice of 6 gel polishes, which breaks down to less than $2 a manicure. There's a custom 5-finger LED lamp and the iconic poppy for easy painting with your non-dominant hand.
They also have a high-performance cleaner solution, HEMA-free, 15-free, and always cruelty-free and vegan.
I used to be a huge salon manicure kind of girl. Like, I was getting my gel every couple weeks, and I have to say, like, when I stopped doing that, I realized how much more of my life I had back.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I used to think that going to get a manicure and pedicure was relaxing, but I don't know what happened in the last few years, but
no, it was a sudden shift.
It does not feel relaxing anymore. It just kind of feels like I'm being pushed around and I have to leave. And that is why I switched to doing my nails at home.
I have to say, I think I'm probably the most excited for the peel off base coat, because that has been like the thing that has stopped me prior to this from getting into doing an at-home gel manicure.
Yeah, my nails actually got pretty damaged too because of all the scraping. And I asked him to stop doing that at the nail salon, and they're pretty resistant to that. So I like that I can be at home and, control that myself. I'm also really looking forward to all the shades that they have. They have 60 plus best-selling colors.
I'm so excited. CV red is like that, like perfect orangey red, which is like my favorite shade to wear.
Visit oliveandjune.com/blame me for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system.
That's oliveandjune.com/BLAMEME for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system. Hello, everybody, and welcome to But Am I Wrong? The greatest podcast featuring 2 people who are always great and never wrong.
Beautiful. Love it.
It's facts. It's actually written in the I was like the Declaration of Independence. I was like, no, the Constitution.
It's in the Constitution. It was on the tablets that Moses had with the 10 Commandments on there. It was in things in like Egypt, but then the British Museum stole it. So you got to go steal back from them.
But Nicolas Cage is working on it. He's breaking in and he's stealing it back. And he found that written in milk on like in the white ink on the back of those documents is Meghan and Melisa are never wrong. I always loved it as a kid when you could like, what is it that you like write something in milk on something and then what do you do?
I have never heard of this.
Yeah. God, okay, only child things. I really entertain myself. What is it? It's something where you write with milk and it's like clear and then you either like burn it or something. You know what I was really into as a kid was first of all, I love to make my own paper where like you mush up all of these like paper scraps and then you use like the strainer kind of thing and you like press and you make your own paper out of other paper, which is kind of just like making yogurt where you need it to make it. But I also was obsessed.
Your starter.
Yeah, I was obsessed. What is it called? The squirgle, the skoogle, the skeeble, the skeegle, the scoogie, Scooby.
Oh, Scoby?
Scoby.
I think that's for
sourdough.
No, that's kombucha, yeah.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. But I was obsessed as a kid and I would do it for every fucking project. Like any excuse I had, birthday cards, I would do where you get a piece of just like regular printer paper and then you use a tea bag and you just tea bag the paper and you make it look all old and you burn the edges. That was my shit.
My parents would never let me do it. They were like, this is dumb. They didn't say it was dumb, but they were just like, why would you be wasteful like this? And I was like, it's to make it look old. And they said, but why?
I was all about, here's the thing. When I came to school and projects, mine was much more about presentation than contents. And I lived for it.
I did look up the milk thing, and there's several videos on how to do it. So
what's the result, though? Like, how do you see it afterwards? Do you burn it or do you leave it in the sun?
I mean, it's video, so I don't know.
Milk writing on. I wonder if this is going to be a bunch of like Waldorf Montessori kids who are like, I know what she's talking about.
You have to heat it up.
Yeah, so then you heat it up.
Yeah, with like a light bulb. And they said, be careful. Don't use fire.
Yes. It is with the light. You would hold it up and then the secret message would appear, which would always be like just my name. My secret message is Meghan.
I was here.
Truly. That's essentially it. So, wow. I feel like that really gave you a wonderful sense about what this podcast is about. Oh, my name is Meghan. I'm joined by my co-host, producer, and the absolute diamond of the season. Is that what it's called?
You could say that.
Diamond of the season, diamond of the year, diamond of the century. Melisa, diamond. You were so lucky. Like, did the Bridgerton know that?
No. I mean, unless they just Googled me, which I highly doubt they did.
So that's how it's serendipitous. We talked about that on Don't Blame Me, right?
It came out this week, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to hear Melissa's story about that, go listen to that last episode that was 2 before this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to describe what this podcast is?
This podcast is where we judge if people are right or wrong in situations. It can be us personally. It's the first segment where we talk about things that are happening in either in our life or a hot topic that's going on in the world. Then we go to you guys writing in at butamiwrongpod at gmail.com. I don't think I've said it out loud.
I just love the hesitation because I just feel seen in this moment.
Use 300 words, and we're very strict on this. 300 words or less to describe what is happening right now in your life. And then at the end, we will choose a moment that's happening in the world to share with you all about who is wrong, the wrong of the week, aka Rachel of the week.
I just want to give a shout out to all of the good Rachels who are just really trying to carry the name. Rachel Maddow is just like breaking their back over this. Like, it's hard. I don't know if Rachel Ray is a good person, so I'm not here to say either or.
I've always got I don't know.
I know.
And I haven't heard anything. And then for everything that we say and gets written in, then you can vote on it. And those go up after the episode is aired. Might be Friday. It's usually Friday, but it could be Monday at the latest.
Yeah, so you can head on over to our Instagram, which we always have linked in the show notes, and vote on who you think was wrong on every single thing we talk about on this episode. I have instructions I literally post before every time I post the polls. So just really read through them all. And as always, sometimes because I'm uploading them in mass, like a lot of them all at once, they don't all pop up on the stories that day. So I put them in the highlights the exact same time. And if you vote wrong, totally let us know. Send us a message. And if you're voting towards the unpopular opinion and you have feelings, let us know why. So shall we read the results of last week?
Yes, we shall.
So who is wrong from episode 22? First, I have me versus sexism in parent blogging. 97% said I was not wrong. 3% said I was wrong. And a lot of people said that they voted wrong. And I got a lot of messages of people who were appreciative because they had never thought about it this way and that they were, thankful for that. And I do want to add, I know I give so many disclaimers in that, but I'm not talking about people like the Ace family. I'm not talking about people like that. I just want to reiterate again, if anyone is hearing this and didn't listen to that one. So if you have feelings on this, make sure you listen because I think I did a pretty good job explaining the specifics of who I'm addressing.
I have no idea who the Ace family is, but cool.
Well, consider yourself blessed.
All right, so this is me versus an associate that shared my contact information. 99% said I was not wrong. 1% said I was wrong. I was actually surprised. More people are usually against me.
Like, I'm so not a contrarian, like in that kind of way. Like I love an echo chamber. Like I love being around people with I'm not one of those people like, I just like love to argue. Like I love debate. No, I don't love debating. So when people listen to our podcast and they're always disagreeing with us, I'm like, do you have fun here? Because like, I hate that. I'm like, let me just find my people. Okay, then we have writer number 1 versus not telling sister-in-law their wedding date is on the sister-in-law's birthday. 45% said the writer is wrong, tell her. 4% said the writer is not wrong, don't tell her. And then 50% said writer is hella wrong and should pick a different date. I wholeheartedly agree with this. I will say that the message we got of people who are like, the sister-in-law shouldn't care at all. Like, you don't have to tell her. Like, that's totally fine. Who cares? And then people being like, I would be so livid and so mad. Like, how could anyone think this? It's just...
Somebody has specifically said, why would adults care? And I'm like, I would care if every year, like, it's their anniversary and then it's my birthday. Like, I would care.
Well, and also, I think that it's coming from a place of the person whose wedding it is would also care, but she's banking on that she's going to always have priority. That, like, she just, like, you're going to have to, it's a competition and one person's going to win. And the person who, like, doesn't think it's a big deal and, like, is, like, cool with it is because are having that priority. Yep.
Writer number 2 versus the guy she's talking to that bought a spider. That bought spiders. 94% said the writer is wrong. 6% said the guy is wrong.
Checks out. No ill will to the person who wrote in. I think everybody just has the exact same feeling of it's only 2 months. Don't need to worry about it.
Don't live in the same time zone.
Yeah. Then we have writer number 3 versus the boyfriend who is close to his family. 91% said the writer is wrong. The boyfriend and the family are normal. And then 9% said boyfriend is wrong. He's too close to his family. A lot of people who said that he was wrong or he was too close. I will say there's a lot of projecting in the comments. People are like, well, I was with someone who like blah, blah. I'm like, well, we don't have any of that information. Like all we have is that they like text and like have a close relationship. Like I feel like we're the first people on this podcast and our other podcast to hop on and be like, your fucking relationship with your sister's gross, dude. This is weird. Like, or mother-in-law. Like, we're very adamant on that side, but we need some evidence and reasoning there.
Yeah. Writer number 4 versus boyfriend's parents who thought she was rude at their rich friends' houses. Who is wrong? 30% said the writer is wrong. 55% said her boyfriend's wrong. 41% says his parents are wrong. A lot of people wrote in and were like, both the boyfriend and the parents are wrong. So I think we should just combine them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have who I nominated for Wrong of the Week, which was Where the Crawdads Sing. 12% said the author is wrong. 1% said Reese is wrong. 0% said Taylor is wrong. But 87% said all of the above is wrong. Did any single one person voted for Taylor is wrong. But I'm glad that it's they had to include the all of the above. So, because I think the only person that we can say has the most wrong is the one who has the criminal charges who they're running from. But then everyone else is the same
accessories
level.
Yep. Same
level of wrong.
All right. Then Wrong of the Week, Judd Apatow and any overreacting over the slap who is wrong. 38% said Judd and Co are wrong. 1% said Joe and Co are not wrong. And then 60% said I'm white and minding my business. I will say there were other people of color that are not white that also voted in the last part as well.
Yes, got a lot of those. I should have been more specific about it. There's not a lot of characters, but...
Yeah, people of color who are not black also voted with the I'm white and minding my business.
I do find it a little telling. I hope you all know that we can see when you vote because the amount of Judd and Co are not wrong and I pull up and I see your white profile picture. I'm like, did you not see the answer that was pre-selected for you? This is pre-selected for you. But I will say it was, even before I think either of us had responded to like the Facebook group, like when this happened, we've said it before and I'll say it again. We have really, purging so many people from the group and being so highly selective with that, like there is a weight off my shoulders of moderating that when I logged on like a couple of hours after when people were talking about the slap, I just was like, wow, I am so glad that this this discourse was not happening like a year and a half ago when we were suddenly seeing people with like all the camo fucking printed shirts pop out of the woodwork commenting on things.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay. If you want to vote on what we talk about in this episode, we also recommend taking notes. People have said that that's been very helpful. So you remember what each of these little bits are about. So you have your thoughts and your feelings all laid out for when it's ready. Time to vote. God, I am sorry. I did not sleep. Okay. Now it is time for the But Am I Wrong segment where we essentially pitch each other things that have happened in our lives recently, and we will ask if we were wrong, or we will also do hot takes. So for my But Am I Wrong, this is a hot take. And okay, here's the thing. It might not even be a hot take. It's something that I have probably no one else has thought about before, but I have so many feelings for, and I absolutely hate them. I have a personal vendetta that I think international and national days are fucking stupid. I know we talked about my hatred of International Women's Day, but
Is this pet day?
Yes. I fucking hate International Donut Day, international, like, or just all of this shit. I just think it's so stupid. I think we're wasting the minds of wonderful journalists everywhere who have to fucking write up on like, here's a listicle on the net, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, okay, where we are in the world, you know what I don't need? And also, who comes up with them? So then I did some fucking research, which took me to an NPR article. And I just want to say that what I felt like I was definitely alone in this hatred, but I found my people.
With NPR people? I could have told you a long time ago that NPR were your people.
I mean, that's what I grew up with. And this was, I think, posted... I think this article was like, this is like years old. I think maybe 2015 or 2018 or something. But originally, the U.S. Congress was who was doing these holidays. They would call them commemorative periods. And then legislators, this is a quote, legislators went a little crazy with them in the 1980s. The peak of this was during...
It does feel very 80s.
The 1985 to 86 congressional selection. During that time, 1 in every 3 laws established something like National Air Traffic Control Day or National Bowling Week. It got so bad that the House of Representatives eventually said, enough, we're not doing this anymore. And then people started like submitting like their own things. And now there's like all of these people who like do this shit, which first of all, I'm like, do you have a conference? Like, do you coordinate with each other to be like, okay, who decides? But I don't think they do because every day, like what's today? Let's look up. It's April 12th. I think, I just hate it. And I hate that they call them holidays. And I'm like, no. Or like a national day. Okay, today is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day, Education and Sharing Day, International Be Kind to Lawyers Day, National Licorice Day, National Big Win Day. I mean, to be fair, we are having some
big win. So the wind is celebrating.
I'm going to find what's on my birthday, which I just think like if it's not going to be, and they literally have this under August 4th holidays.
I saw like 3 posts about grilled cheese and I didn't know why. And now it makes sense. Someone on Tasty took a grilled cheese, like they took a piece of bread, rolled it out so it was very flat, and then put 2 slices of American cheese and then rolled it into like
a taquito?
Yes. And then fried it, grilled it, I guess. I mean, we say it's a grilled cheese, but it's actually fried. And then they did it and then they were dipping it in tomato soup. And I was like, why all this effort?
First of all, that's so chewy.
Yeah. And it makes sense now since it's grilled cheese day, but awful.
The first time I ever visited, or maybe it might have been the first time I ever like met my brother as like an adult, or not as an adult, as I was 8, as like as not a baby, as like a time I could remember. It was the first time I ever saw Wonder Bread, and I remember it was handed to me with the Jiffy peanut butter, and I just like squished the Wonder Bread down, and then I flattened it out like a pancake, and he was like, "Are you gonna eat that?" I was like, "No." That was weird. I did not enjoy that. It became a sensory game.
I'm surprised you didn't have it with your family that you're eating Hawaiian rolls with.
Oh, they might have had it there, but I think at least Hawaiian rolls have like color to them. But like when they handed me this like powder white soft bread, and then the peanut butter, where like I didn't know peanut butter didn't come separated, and I was like, why is it fluffy? Like what is all? I was like, I hate all of this. But the last thing I'll say about that is nationaltoday.com. I have a fucking bone to pick with you all, because I'm sorry, you put next to National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, National White Wine Day, this is my birthday, Single Working Women's Day, U.S. Coast Guard birthday, and then Barack Obama's birthday. You're going to put Barack Obama's birthday compared to National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, and you're not even going to have my birthday on there? I just think we need to rule this out, and we just need to promote famous birthdays, and famous birthdays, they can stay, but national days are fucking out.
Hold on. I gotta see what's on my birthday.
Like this is someone's job. Here's the thing. That's their job, whatever. But now you make it our job to care. I don't care. And then all of the fucking writers at BuzzFeed, all of those fucking people everywhere.
You know BuzzFeed is loving it.
I think BuzzFeed up top is loving it. I think the people who are forced to write the stories, who have like $17,000 in debt from Northwestern, are like, I went to school for this. Like, I just think that they've made it our problem. They've made it every social media manager's fucking problem. And like, we have enough problems. I don't need a National Cookie Day that nothing happens to me unless you're going to personally deliver me with these things, or you're going to offer me something. No, it's just capitalism. That's all it is.
Mine is, I think these are fitting for my birthday though.
Okay.
National Do a Grouch a Favor Day. Yeah. Wish me a happy birthday and get me something. Makes sense. And then National Almond Day. I love almonds, but as someone who's against big milk, it falls into the same category.
It does. It's Tim Tam Day.
Oh, okay. I like that too. I'll go with that.
Innovation Day.
I'll go with that too.
And then Patsky Day. That? It knows a dessert indulged in around Lent.
Okay.
So I just think that we are all constantly being scammed. And the only good things that I'm like, I'll take 7-Eleven. Like, yes, July 11th, free Slurpees, for sure. Like, that's just the day that exists. Pie Day, pie, 100%. But unless we are celebrating every single one of these days and someone else is providing them and they are on someone else's dime, stop. I don't care. I don't care. And I think they're so stupid. I'm so mad about it. I'm like so mad.
You remind me of that Michael Jordan PSA that came out like in the 90s, but people have popularized it recently in GIF form, where he's just like, just stop.
Yes. Literally. That's how I feel. I'm just like, stop. Literally stop. Like, it's just, we're embarrassing everyone. And like, here, it is already hard enough to be an American. It is hard enough to like go see the rest of the country the rest of the world making fun of us. And then we have to stand up here and defend National Bacon Day. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know.
But a lot of these are like international too. So like, is there a committee that sits down internationally and decides that this is a day?
Could we not find better things to do with our time?
Right.
Like, abolish this job so then we can do other shit. Like, just abolish it. Like, this is where I draw the line in capitalism. Like, this is the tipping point for me. Like, I'm already mad, but like, this is something that like, this is how they're indoctrinating us. They're making it seem so like fun and frivolous and lighthearted. I go, no, you're calling it National Donut Day, and then you're being like, if you buy 11 donuts, you'll get one for free.
They'll give them away for free at Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, but then they're making you go do that and support that. And then you're like, wow, they're so nice for doing this. And it's like, no, it's because it's a whole elaborate scam.
Yeah, but Krispy Kreme does give away free donuts like all day long. If the light's on, you can get it for free.
Didn't they also do like you got a free donut if you got vaccinated or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I take it back. Fuck you, Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know. Someone else. Like, Krispy Kreme, you do seem great.
People that love Dunkin' Donuts
God,
scare me. Yeah, they all scare me, so take that back.
It's that Boston car commercial where it's like Chris Evans, everyone's like, pack a cab. Like, they're going to come after me.
Yeah.
You know, I won't fuck with you. Okay, so like, I don't know, Winchel's? If you ride for Winchel's, we have an issue.
One, Winchel's isn't like national. And then two, I feel like Winchell's is a front for something else because they're terrible donuts, but they're on every corner. Like, you can go to Winchell's and get a donut and throw it at a window and it'll break it.
Yes. The window will break and then the donut will just disintegrate. Like, it'll just become powder. Like, it turns to dust. Like, fucking Thanos snapped. Like, they are so, at no point in the day are they good.
No,
not at all. I just hate this. It just makes me so mad. It just makes me so fucking mad.
Oh, I enjoyed this a lot.
I went on like a rant about this with Mott's the other day, and he was like, dude, it's not that deep. And I was like, but it is. Okay.
Oh, God. Good job. Mine is much more serious.
Okay, I'll stop laughing.
Okay. I'm trying to stop too. So mine is, there is someone that is a family friend of mine that is very homophobic. You actually know who this is because I've talked about it to you before.
Oh, yeah. I was like, another one.
Same one. But then they claim not to be anymore because they were accepting of someone in their family that is queer. And then they got up and made a public declaration about how they hope that this person comes back to God, even though they claim to love them and also accepted them and accepted their family that they have. This person was invited to an event. And I said, I refuse to go unless you uninvite this person. And the person that was throwing this event was like, well, their family is fine with it. I said, I don't care. And I actually know that they're actually not fine with it. They're just keeping up face because they don't want to cause a rift. And so I got that person uninvited to the event.
What?
So was I wrong?
No, not at all. That shit makes me so upset. And like, I just don't know how they're not embarrassed. Like, right. Because like, you're Christian, you grew up Christian, both your parents are like very actively practicing. And you literally have like the whole thing of like lead by example. I'm like, I'm sorry, you have an example right here and you can't. And then it becomes like there is no, when you see other people who are religious, who have absolutely no issue with it because there is no issue with it, then you're just homophobic. Like, you can't hide behind anything. You're just homophobic.
Right.
And that's just like so, I mean, you know, obviously it's sad and serious, but I'm also just like, why? So weird. Why do you care? Like, that's so odd.
You know, I will be at the event and they won't. And that makes me very happy.
We love consequences for people's own actions.
Yeah.
Don't be homophobic. Don't be racist. Don't be ableist. Don't be an asshole and then expect not to get your ass handed to you. Physically, verbally, or just uninvited.
Yep. So, have fun.
We'll post a lot of pictures. God. Okay. Now it's time for But Are You Wrong? So we're going to read the email submissions that you sent in.
I think we got some really good ones this week.
I think so too. I saved 3 and I
more.
need to.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Meghan and Melisa. I'm 21 years old, she, her, and the other person in this story is the same age, he, him. I'm in a college art class, and this person I sit next to gets on my last nerve. He's constantly making some kind of noise during lectures, whether it be drumming on the table, scribbling his pencils, or messing with the rings on his sketchbook. I don't know him, so there's a chance he could have ADHD, but I'm not sure. I get that long classes can be difficult for those with ADHD, but all of his noises are very distracting. Am I wrong for being annoyed and thinking he should be able to find a quieter way to keep himself occupied? I don't want to blame him for something he can't control, but we are also adults, and maybe he could try and find less distracting ways to manage it. Moving seats is not an option. Also, I'm sensitive, so please don't be too harsh. Thanks. I don't believe you that you're sensitive.
I don't either. It's hard not to be harsh in a situation like this.
Like, because you're being so wildly harsh and not you're basically
so
just
ableist.
saying, yeah, you're basically just saying, like, I get that he could have ADHD, just like throw that out there, but then like you're not getting that he could have ADHD. Or he could be neurodivergent in any other way. Like he could have anxiety. Like it doesn't have to just be that. But like, I think that like as someone with ADHD, I have my own noises that I make, but I can get really overwhelmed with noises that other people make. And if I'm comfortable, I will ask that person like, hey, can you not, like, I'm so sorry, but like I do it to moms all the time. I'm like, can you not do that? And if they were like, oh, sorry, I just like, need to get like stimulated, like I would be like, oh, then continue on. Like no hard feelings. I'm going to talk to the teacher about moving to a different seat. That's the conversation that you have. As somebody with ADHD, I've had that conversation with other people who like my noises, I'm sure are annoying, but I also get annoyed by other people's like noises because they can be distracting to me. But like, I will say something. And then if I can't, then I will just move, or I will put headphones on. If it's like on an airplane and it's someone I don't know, I will put headphones on. I will put earplugs in. I'll do something else like about that. But that's, if someone that I wasn't close to, or someone came at it from this like you can just you're an adult, like you can find a different way that, whoa, what? I'm sorry, huh? But no. No, that's just, you're just being wildly ableist in how you're describing this and talking about it. Like you're allowed to be annoyed by the noises that someone makes, but you have two options. Either you kindly talk to them about it. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, which I think is fair and valid, then you solve your problem.
Or talk to the teacher about it and they can help too. They can help facilitate it.
Yeah, you can just moving seats is not an option. You can tell your teacher like, hey, like he's very noisy and like it's just really distracting to me and I feel a little uncomfortable saying something to him if he, on the chance that he is like neurodivergent. It's something that he like can't control. And then the teacher can be like, okay, you can move. Or you can be like, okay, I'm going to wear headphones. Okay, I'm going to put earplugs in. But this is just like the most neurotypical thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, there's even somebody that I podcast with that makes a lot of noises like drumming and things like that when we're recording. And so I got them a fidget toy that's quiet that they can use while we're recording. And they said that they take it with them to other places now too, because they didn't realize that they were always clicking pins or drumming on things and stuff. So there's kind ways that you can go about doing this.
My therapist got some stuff like that for me for like sessions, because I would just rip apart tissues and like do all of this stuff. And then I would spend 5 minutes after the session cleaning up everything that I had like ripped apart everywhere. And she got me some of those stuff. So like, if you want to be nice, be like, hey, like you can even make up like, hey, I bought this little like fidget toy for myself or like one of my friends. And I noticed that you tend to fidget in class. And like that one noise that like this thing like can be kind of distracting. So I would like wanted to give you this. Hopefully maybe like this would like, that's a very kind way to go about doing this. But just because you acknowledge something could be a neurodivergent trait doesn't mean that that's enough. Like you can't just acknowledge that it might be that might be the cause without actually factoring that in. But if you don't change your energy, I don't think you should talk to him, because I would feel really offended.
This was offensive.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, next one. Hi, Meghan and Melisa. I have a family situation I would appreciate your take on. Her mom has been working on herself by losing over 100 pounds, fixing up my childhood home, and starting new friendships. My parents are still married. We recently had a birthday party for my dad, and prior to this, my mom told us she wanted to get a picture of her and her kids. Those are in quotes. Completely excluding my dad on his birthday. During a conversation, my sister and I discovered that our mom had separate conversations with us where she alluded to divorcing my dad without any effort to make amends. My mom's behavior has increasingly become selfish or dismissive about things my siblings and I say. This is where Elle comes in. All my mom talks about is her friend Elle, who she has never met in person. Elle is coming from Montana to visit my mom in Ontario, Canada in June. Through other things my mom has said, my sister and I believe she may be in a relationship with Elle. When Elle comes to visit my mom, they want to meet my siblings and I all separately. I am speculating here, but we believe this is when my mom and Elle will reveal that they are in a relationship. This makes me so unbelievably uncomfortable despite my distant relationship with my dad. I can't help but feel sorry for him. Am I wrong for not liking how my mom has been behaving? Am I wrong for not being supportive of my mom's friendship and not wanting to meet Elle? Your mom is feeling herself real hard here, and is becoming, it seems like a whole new person that you don't even recognize. Making new friends, even distant friends that she hasn't met before, and bringing them across the border.
That's like really embarrassing.
Like across the border, like for real.
Like that's actually really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like I get, if you're gonna divorce your like, can't you find like a local hookup? Like this just feels like, okay, like you're doing all of this shit. Like, can't we just like keep it in the province? Like, why did you need to like get someone from
what if Elle is a scammer and they're like, I need to get to Canada?
Hey, gotta make it work for you. Relationships are mutually beneficial. Yeah, this sweet. So does like your dad, so they're married. Mm-hmm. Is she gonna introduce Elle to your dad too?
Right. Where is Elle staying?
Yeah. And like, okay, here's the question. Like, it doesn't seem like you have distance with your dad, but it also seems like, you know, you're not rallying behind your mom, like being like, yeah, fucking leave this man. Like, it just seems like it just like she listened, she's having her hot girl summer, but like she just didn't tie up any, like she didn't know, she's not PEMDASing hot girl summer correctly. Like she's going all over the place, and I'm like, order of operations, man. You must get divorced first.
But that's also speculating that Elle is someone that the mom is dating.
Well,
because they could really just be a friend. That just seems like a lot to date someone. If she's out here making new friends, which it just seems like that's what the writer said that she's doing. How did they meet?
Yeah, plenty of fish.
Match.com.
That's what I mean. Like, how do you meet a long distance friend when you're like, I don't know, 50?
Unless they're like on Facebook and they have
then
common
that's
interests.
A catfish.
Unless they're like, maybe she's in like, let's say since she did lose 100 pounds and she's in the support group of other people like that are on a weight loss, as they call it, journey, and they're friends. And now they're gonna maybe Elle is an actual friend and they're gonna have their hot girl summer together.
And then Elle needs to meet all of your adult kids.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I need to sit down and meet each of you individually. Mm-hmm. Also, like, is that because like you all need to have like a family meeting afterwards? My other question. So the picture, this was my theory though. The picture that your mom wanted to take before your dad's birthday, I'm assuming like she got all dolled up and she wanted a picture with her kids. I think she wanted to use that for a dating profile.
See, I think it was just like, I want a family picture, but I'm about to divorce dad soon, and I
don't want to Photoshop him. Yeah, what does your dad say? Here's the thing, I would just say that like this just seems like you're not that close to your dad, and like I don't think you're wrong for feeling this at all. Like I think your mom is going about this completely wrong, but like to give you some unsolicited advice, I would just not
stay
participate.
Out of it.
Yeah, like I don't think you don't owe your mom having to meet the Elle. I would be curious.
I want to meet Elle because I want to get all the information, and I would become fucking Ronan Farrow and ask all the questions, get all the details, find out who the fuck this person is, because I feel like if you don't do this, then they could, if it's somebody that you don't think your mom should be hanging out with at all, if you don't meet them, then you can't have an informed opinion to share with your mom about this.
You know, you mentioned siblings. Mm-hmm. If you appoint your pettiest sibling, you all get together ahead of time. You write down a list of questions and you write it down on paper with milk ink, and then you do it. You stain it with a tea bag and you burn the edges and you roll it. And so then when you get there, you do the dramatic like scroll dropping down and you read all of the questions off. But I think, I don't think all of you need to go. But like, because if it's like, I want to meet everyone separately, like that's individually, weird. That just feels like you're trying to like keep everybody like on different pages and give some people different information. So like you need to appoint the leader, the Senate majority leader who's going to go. And if you live in a state, well, it's Canada. So if you live in a province where you can like record conversations and don't have the best memory without like the consent, maybe record it so then you can play it back for your siblings afterwards, and then decide if you're gonna like what you're gonna tell your dad or not.
Right.
But like in general, like the whole like concept, which I think is like very smart and necessary, is that parents should be teaching their kids that you don't keep secrets for adults. Like that's even when you get to be a grown, like you don't keep secrets, because like that's just, it's crossing boundaries if a parent is asking you to keep a secret from another parent. So you don't have to be involved in that, and it's not your responsibility.
Yeah.
But damn, mom was messy.
Yeah, she's very messy.
Very messy.
Very messy.
Maybe there's like a Weight Watchers dating app.
I could see that.
I could fully see that, because they are a cult.
It's called WW now.
Yeah, because they're like, so sorry, I know that we said that teenagers and children should be on Weight Watchers, so like let's just change it to WW so it doesn't sound as bad. And I'm like, only good thing they ever did was Oprah. Was that fucking commercial. I love bread.
I love bread.
I love bread. It's literally the greatest piece of content that anyone's ever done. Like, that is it. Okay, shall we take a quick break?
Let's do it.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. Fall is my favorite time of the year, and whenever it comes around, I'm making sure I'm bringing out my softest blankets, I'm making my favorite soups, really any excuse to use my immersion blender, and just generally making small adjustments in my day-to-day life to reflect the coziness and inherent transitional nature of the season. I love switching things up this time of the year, and that can include updating your makeup look. From a simple just gotta get out the door routine to festive fall glam or maybe even a Halloween look, Thrive Causemetics is your go-to for completing any fall look. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. My personal favorite product that I absolutely recommend adding to your makeup bag if you haven't already is the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. It's the only mascara I wear anymore. I have it in a brown shade, which just feels a little less harsh than a black mascara. And it's a tubing mascara, so it doesn't run or smudge, and it just makes my lashes look so beautiful and long without any clumping. My favorite part, because I got so tired of working hard to get every last bit of makeup off when I was using other mascaras, when it's time to take it off, it just slides right off with warm water. And something I love about Thrive Causemetics is that purchasing their products does more than enhance your own glow. With every purchase, Thrive Causemetics makes a donation to numerous causes, and they've given over $150 million in product and cash donations to more than 600 giving partners, so it really is beauty with purpose. Whether you're doing a total overhaul or just making the tweaks in your life to feel in line with the season, complete your fall look. Go to thrivecausemetics.com/thrive for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Causemetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/thrive.
Oh, the sick day struggle is real. But with Dimetapp, it doesn't have to be. Children's Dimetapp works quickly to soothe multiple bothersome cough, cold, and allergy symptoms in a single dose. Our fast-acting formulas are designed with kids in mind, so they get everything they need and nothing they don't. Available in liquid and on-the-go chewable tablets. Tap the banner now to shop at Amazon and say goodbye to the sick day struggle with Dimetapp. Use as directed.
We are back. Let's get into the rest of the episode, and I'm going to read the next one. I want to give a shout out to the person who wrote this. Not when I say all the names in here, I just want to say that I appreciate the pseudonyms that they chose for this. And if you know, you know. Hi, Meghan and Melissa. I absolutely love the podcast. My best friend and I are being ignored by our other best friend because we're in relationships and she's not. I, 23 female, and my two best friends, Paris, 24 female, and Lane, 24 female, live in the same city and all went to college together. I have been with my boyfriend, Logan, 24 male, for 5 years, and we live together. Paris has been with her boyfriend, Doyle, 24 male, for 2 years. We're both very private about our relationships, though. Lane is single. We either hang out just as us girls, or we hang out in a group with Paris's boyfriend and his male roommate, Colin, 24, and Logan's male best friend, Finn, 23. So she's rarely the only single person. Last week was Logan's birthday, so we all went to dinner. Paris and I have felt like Lane has been ignoring us for the past month, but we weren't sure why. At dinner, Lane kept getting up to go to the bathroom, and she was acting very weird, and everyone noticed. I followed her to the bathroom and found Lane sobbing, and she told me that it's hard for her to be around Paris and I because we're in relationships and she's not. She spent over 30 minutes crying to me in the bathroom, and when we got back to the table, everyone could tell something was really wrong, so we got the check and left. Are Paris and I wrong for being upset with Lane about how she acted at Logan's dinner? Are we assholes for being mad that she doesn't want to see us even without our boyfriends there? So the name references are Gilmore Girls.
Well, I figured that with a name like Doyle. I figured that's what it was.
I just need you to rephrase this question. Am I wrong for being upset with my friend for crying because she's struggling with being single when her two best friends are in relationships? Yes. You are always wrong if you are upset at somebody for crying. Like, if you're not, that's just like, I'm going to say this, and this is big Rory Gilmore behavior. And that's not a compliment. Like, you cast yourself as Rory in this, and like, in the way that you've described in these group hangouts, it's like there's one other guy, and that's who she's not but she's the only single girl there, and then it's not her friends, her guy friends who are there, people she's invited. It's your boyfriend's other friends who are there. Like, being the only single friend, like, is definitely a lot. And I think that, like, based on your reaction, I could completely understand why she also doesn't really want to hang out with either of you two, because it doesn't seem like even individually you're really understanding or being kind to her.
Well, when I was first reading this, hearing Meghan read it to me aloud, I thought when you said she kept going to the bathroom, you were going to walk in on her doing coke.
Maybe she would have rather that.
That's what I think. If somebody is at a restaurant and they keep going to the bathroom.
We've been in LA for too long.
Like they're doing coke.
I'm like, you're doing coke. Okay. And you're just like, this is where tonight is going. Awesome.
Maybe it's just me as someone that has no feelings, but I think you're wrong for judging her emotions, but I feel like this is that she overreacted. Like, I don't know what, also, are there other things going? This just doesn't seem like,
I just assume that you're really annoying with your boyfriends.
It doesn't seem like this isn't it. There seems like there's something else going on. Like, it's not just this, because if you go somewhere knowing like this is the writer's boyfriend, right? This is their thing. Like, you know that this is his birthday party. If you feel like that you're going to be emotional, maybe she felt obligated to go, then don't go. But like, it feels like there's other things going on. It's not just this. That just seems like a lot to get like mad, like crying about every few minutes.
Yeah, I think this is probably the accumulation of like a lot of it built up like over and over and over. And it also depends, like sometimes people who are in relationships, like when you're single, depending on the person in the relationship that they're in, like you can't really talk to them about dating. You can't really talk to them about that because it's like there was this one TikTok going around where people were like my friends in a relationship when me single, like I'm talking about like guys are dating, like, oh my God, girly pop. Like Kevin would never do that. Like you gotta own your, like you gotta do so much better. Like he is the greatest guy ever. And like you just need to like stop with these dudes. And it was just all this stuff of basically being like, while that person is like complaining about a fuck boy in their life or something that they're going through, like the person in a relationship, all they're doing is just talk about how amazing their partner is. And like, as if like I'm just trying to be hopeful and helpful. And all of the comments were like, oh my God, I fucking hate people who do this. It's so annoying. And then all these people were like, wait, I do this. And people were like, stop. So I could completely understand if it's that. And I think that like, if someone's not wanting to hang out with you both, are you constantly talking about your relationship? Like, are you, cause yeah, it just feels like I can't imagine that it is just like, if Lane was the one writing in, I can't imagine that her like summary of this was, I don't want to hang out with my friends because I'm sad that I'm single. Mm-hmm. You know, like the way that you are portraying this is obviously from your point of view. So I don't think that you're probably recognizing what you are contributing to that. And like, it's hard. Like and even sometimes just like being around people who are in relationships that like, you might have two operating ways where it's like, it's just natural for you to talk about your partner and how great they are all of the time, or like constantly talk about being in a relationship or blah, blah, blah. And then the alternate is like a very obviously forced, like trying to stop talking about it. And then that can feel kind of like patronizing. So like, I don't know. I get it. If you're always hanging out in those kinds of groups too, like that's just like, I would not.
There has to be something, because I mean, like, I'm single, and a lot of my friends are in relationships, and I'm if it's a healthy relationship, then I'm happy for them. I'm not like upset. There's something else going on.
But that's based on who you're friends with.
Yeah, I know.
Because some people are fucking infuriating in relationships.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's something else. It's not just the fact that you're in relationships. You're doing something that's being hurtful.
You definitely are doing something, because like your interpretation of this is like also patronizing of like, our single friend is sad. And like, she's just like really upset she doesn't have a boyfriend. It's not our fault we have boyfriends. Like, it's just like, I mean, I do think you're wrong for being upset. I think it's always wrong if you're upset at someone's reaction to something or someone's feelings. Like, that's just like really invalidating. And that in itself, how you describe how you handled the situation, like, I would not want to see you solo either. Like, because I would feel like really hurt by it, because you made it about your boyfriend's birthday instead of your friend's feelings.
Right.
So I do think you're wrong. And I think you should give Lane space. But I do love that you chose Lane to be the single one, because Lane and Zach are not fucking it.
All right. My turn. So when the Pandemic Lovato started, I, 24, they, them, became a spicy accountant because I wasn't working. Been doing it for 2 years now, but now that I have a full-time job, it's now part-time. My sister, 22, she, her, told me that her friend, 24, he, him, found my OnlyFans and told her every detail what's going on of me getting fucked, sucking, etc. Gross. I went off on him and treated it like it's nothing, saying it's no big deal and he'll still sub to my account when I told him to unfollow. His account name is a bunch of numbers like most new user accounts. I told him, quote, "This is why your dad hates you and cut you out of his life for being a stupid cunt," end quote. Silence. He said, "Okay, here's my account name to block me." After that, I remember he buried his dad last year.
Oh.
So am I wrong?
Oh.
My mouth has opened and closed several times. Okay, so
the way I tell you, I could have written. I didn't have. This is something I would have done.
Yeah. So in the heat of the moment, you said some very hurtful things and forgot the whole story that his dad had passed away. So I understand why you're as mad as you are, but I do believe you're wrong, because I think you draw the line at he can never like change any type of relationship with his dad at this point, because his dad is dead. And so I just think that is a fresh wound, and you went a little bit too far, and I think that you're wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't intentional. Your goal was to hurt his feelings, and you did that, but you didn't necessarily know that. You didn't remember that's what you did. I think you would be more wrong if you were like, ding, 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 his dad's dead. Like, let me like fucking go for it at that level. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think that the embarrassment and guilt you feel, I don't want to say you're both even in that sense, but like, I do feel like, you know, you're like, oh shit, fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that like in general, when I'm like coming for people, I really like to cover my bases so I can never be wrong. So I don't wish death upon everyday people. Like the people I wish death upon are a select few. And also there are only some people that I would ever publicly say that like, you know, world would be a better place if like RIP'd. Like, And then I also won't, coming for the family aspect of it, it's so easy to like, then suddenly you be at fault that like, it's just not worth it. Like there are other ways and like more creative ways and just be like,
and I think you have it in you.
Oh, I know you have it in you. Like you're a stupid fucking cunt and like you like call him smelly. Like you can say like,
but obviously he enjoyed watching your videos because he wanted to stay subscribed to it. So like,
so he has good taste.
He has good taste and he wants to continue to pay and support you. But it's the way that he went about it of telling your sister everything. Like no sibling wants to hear about that, period. Like at all. Gross. And then he like used it as a way to hurt you. And I get it. You hurt him back. But like I draw the line at
yeah,
you know,
I would have just gone back to the stupid cunt. Like,
yeah,
I would have just left it at that. Also, I don't know if this is like a hot take and like I would love to hear from people who like sex workers. I don't think my instinct is that like if you know somebody in real life, like unless that person has made it like abundantly clear that they are very comfortable with people that they know personally, like consuming their like explicit content, I think that you shouldn't. Like, I think that like, especially if it's like a friend or something that it's like someone you have a personal relationship with, unless you know that they like are comfortable and consent to that, because like performing explicit or posting explicit content for like strangers for like work related things like is different than doing that for like friends and like friends of friends and all of that. Like I would just, I don't know. He could have used his real name and you would have seen the transaction there.
He could have also
like,
just kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Like,
this just feels like the really like uncomfy way of like him trying to like exert power and also potentially like hit on you in a really weird way.
Yeah. Why would you look at someone and be like, I'm going to stay like look at them, tell their sibling and be like, I'm going to stay subscribed. You can't block me if you don't know who I am. And then like you hit them in the gut and then they're like, okay, here's my username. But also, can they not just create another one account?
I guess, but then maybe it's ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. The outcome you wanted was achieved. Was the way we got there. I think we can do better. I think we can do better. Okay. That is it for that segment. Again, send us your email submissions, other 300 words to butamiwrongpod@gmail.com. And now it is time to move on to our Rachel of the Week / But Are They Wrong, where we each nominate current event, person, something that's happening, very topical to be publicly shamed. So I would like to nominate today and for the rest of forever, the Labrandt family. So I saw all this on Twitter. I want to say I appreciate everybody messaging me.
So
like,
many people messaged.
being like, you have to talk about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I already was planning on it. So if you are so lucky that you are unfamiliar with the Labrandt family, let me paint you a picture. Siblings Are Dating was definitely created specifically for the use of their photos. I saw them at VidCon one time and I was like, oh, a family. And then I saw them like make out and I was like, oh God, what in the Utah shit is this?
I didn't know who they were until this happened. And I'm glad that I didn't. And I'm also mad that I do know who they are now.
So they are a family vlogging channel. He was on Vine, I'm pretty sure. And I think she was just like on Instagram or something. But they're both two separate social media entities who like came together, got together, and have had a bunch of fucking babies. And the Savannah, his wife, her story is that she had either a teen pregnancy or a very young out of wedlock pregnancy. And they're both incredibly Christian. And so that was with a different guy. And so she really has taken this whole like saved by whatever to kind of propel all of this. So, so they released and when I need you to understand, when I say quote unquote, I mean quote unquote documentary. It is a YouTube video. It is a YouTube video, which also apparently was shot by the same person who did like the Ace Family charity basketball promo shit, which is another ordeal we can get into that's so old. But they did this anti-abortion propaganda YouTube video and they compared abortion to the Holocaust and genocide in Rwanda. And they've both doubled down on the sentiments. YouTube has like demonetized it and is apparently looking into removing it, but I don't think that it will be removed. And they are, first of all, they're both just like, I don't know to say, I'm trying to say this kindly, but no, they're like literally both fucking idiots. Like they truly are. Like they are just spreading like idiot propaganda and like bullshittery to their audience that is exclusively children. And they're also then having all of these other like conservative, very like Christian other influencers and people like being like retweeting and like sharing all of that. And then they're going on their Instagram stories and being like, you have no idea how many like influencers and like famous people who aren't even Christian who are in my DMs. Every single person you follow, they don't want to publicly say it, but they're all on our side. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? You're not smart enough to do this cult. Like, you're not smart enough to like be doing any of this shit. And like, but when I look at that as like a fully grown adult. But like when they're pandering their audience to children and like it's just all of this fucking shame and all of this actual bullshit is so fucked. And they repeatedly are taking L's. Like they're did all these Trump supporting tweets, like anti-Black Lives Matter, all of this stupid shit. And then beyond all of that, like that is all like the actual horrible stuff. They're also so fucking cringy and just like embarrassing. And like in doing so, they are acting like children to entice a children audience. And then they like subtly or not so subtly put in there all of their like bigoted views to an audience that they have curated to exclusively be children.
That's fucked up.
They have Instagram accounts for each one of their children.
That's disgusting as well.
Babies. And they have stupid names. It just makes me like, it's like I am so not in there. There's so not even a blip on my mind. Like I fully thought that after they did a video tutorial of like how to kiss and it was like the cringy, you have to watch it.
Oh,
actually, no, you can watch Cody
I will
react
not
to
ever
it.
watch this.
It is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen.
I've never heard of these people. And I was happy that I never heard of them. And then I kept getting so many DMs about it. And then I clicked on it out of curiosity. And after 2 seconds, I turned it off. Like I couldn't stomach to sit and watch this bullshit. And then so I just went and read someone that broke down what happened. And when they posted, I went and responded and whatever. I think it was the guy, his Instagram, but I told him that he should be ashamed of himself and some other stuff that I said. But yeah, I am not here for this, and they deserve this. They deserve worse than Rachel of the Week. They deserve, I don't know, something bad.
He has a soft face. I could kick his ass so easily.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how much he benches. Like, he has the most punchable face. Mm-hmm. He has the most punchable face in the entire world.
Yep.
When I say that like someone is like embarrassing or cringy or whatever, like I don't necessarily mean that like their presence, like yes in itself, but like they actively like do these things. They're adults. They do these things, not this specifically, but like just like video on like how to kiss and blah, blah, blah. They talk in these like weird voices and they're dee, 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 dee. Like they are intentionally doing all of this stuff. And like they are making the choice to continue to do this shit and like just be so embarrassing. And it's because the people who eat that shit up are literal kids.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say this is why parents should be watching their kids on their iPads, but there's probably a large amount of parents that would love their kids to watch this stuff.
When they incorporate that kind of stuff in, I don't need to know. I don't need you to make an entire documentary telling me that you are against abortion. I know. We all know. Mm-hmm. We all know. But the goal is not that. The goal is it's not about sharing it is about trying to convince other people. And that becomes, I'm like, no. That's where I think YouTube specifically should draw the line, because the standards that you are held to as a family creator, the kind of content, like the amount, like so many people with like who, if they just had their kids in YouTube videos, like got their comment section taken away for like 2 years, like there's all of these like extreme higher regulations for that. But you will see it time and time again that like the biggest creators, that just completely slips through the cracks because it's not law. It's an algorithm, and it's like it's capital. It's what benefits YouTube view wise. What does this, and this, like appease advertisers and all of that. And like, until we have like actual legislation about this, like it is always going to be the people with the biggest audiences who rack in the most amount of money are going to be able to get away with doing such terrible shit that other people wouldn't be able to get away with doing.
Right. Ugh.
They're so embarrassing. Also, someone sent me a message and said, or maybe it was on Twitter, that they said allegedly, because I don't watch their videos, but they are talking about homeschooling their 9-year-old so she can help take care of all the other kids. This is why blonde people should not procreate. Like, it's just like, how do we not know that we're not related? Like, how? Tell me. Like, it's true. Also, because like, I mean, not to be like, if we want not to bring up the Aryan race or whatever, but it's like, come on, like the light-eyed, like blonde hair, all of that shit. Like, we know what all of those fucking people did to maintain these genetic, essentially, mutations. Incest. And then you're going to go out of your, I'm sure there's some fucking incest in my family at some point. I'm sure. And then you're going to go out of your way as an adult in 2022 to marry somebody who also has blonde hair and blue eyes. Your cousins. Did you do a 23andMe? Like, it should be required.
Oh, Megan. All right. Mine is actually kind of in the same vein. My Rachel of the Week is Texas. And there were murder charges brought for the first time in recent history, against a woman that was accused of self-induced abortion. Thankfully, the charges have been dropped, but this just shows like how they are making headway in this. I mean, the law passed, but now they're actually going after people, and it's just sickening. And then we have people like the Labrandts that are, part of, even though they're not in Texas, people like them feed into this whole thing where abortion should be illegal. And so I'm just disgusted by it all. I'm happy. First of all, it's sad that if we don't even know if this is the truth. Some people are saying that this is actually false, that she didn't even do this, that somebody did this out of malice and reported her. And so this is the kind of fear that people live in. And we need to be fighting to do everything that we can and to protect women's rights, protect people's rights that have a vagina, because getting charged for a crime is because you don't want to allegedly go through with a pregnancy is just disgusting and sickening.
Well, and also like a self-induced abortion is also used a lot of times to describe miscarriages.
Yeah.
And like the other part that I think was so depressing about this is that we only know about this story because it got a lot of news traction. There could have been other people who this exact thing has happened to in the last week, yesterday, the last month. But this is the one that got attention. And like, if the attention hadn't happened there, like we're essentially expecting and demanding for someone who either had a miscarriage or chose to terminate an unwanted pregnancy.
Or they're being villainized by someone else that just said that, because we don't even know if
or it's a complete lie and like it's just someone who's being attacked. You're expecting them to advocate for themselves in the medical field, which when you're going through nothing, advocating for yourself in the medical field is hard. Like, and that is, we're putting all of the power in the hands of the people who aren't patients. And then it's on the responsibility and then the time and the energy and the resources to fight against these things. And it is just so wildly fucked. And I did see this thing about I think it was either from a gynecologist or someone who works in legislation who was talking about like, I mean, they had some pretty bleak feelings about Roe versus Wade overturning. And it was like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I was like, oh God. But they had said something that like, it's a lot of the way that these bills are worded is intentionally really broad. So it captures a lot of these things. But then also the way that Roe versus Wade is written and how that whole thing, it is also decently broad, and that if that is fully overturned, we're not overturning something super specific. Like we're overturning something that encompasses a lot of different things, which is intentional because it should encompass all of these things. But we overturn that. Even a lot of people who say that they are against abortion and all of that, like I think that a lot of them have like exceptions, and those exceptions aren't written in here. And like shove your exceptions up your ass, deal with it, fucking swallow it, and like shut the fuck up. Because like people have these things of being like, well, I have an exception if it's like if the mother's life is at risk, but I see blah blah. And then you talk to them and it's like, oh, I guess yeah, if it's like this way, oh, I guess you're right, I didn't realize that it could be like all of this. But it's like if you're not educating yourself on this, you're blindly advocating for something that you might not actually fully believe in. And that because it's all, and I'm specifically speaking to like women who are feeling this, but like you do realize these are old white men in power. These are old white men in power who are going to be making these calls and these laws and stuff. And like, they don't give a fuck about your exceptions at all. Legislation doesn't give a fuck about your exceptions.
And it's all about controlling bodies.
And specific bodies, because they get a mistress pregnant. Abortion. Their teenage daughter gets pregnant. Abortion.
Yep.
And I really hope that this story and what we're hearing from all of the wording in these bills is we finally get the people who have experienced miscarriages, who have become anti-abortion because they don't like how people talk about terminating pregnancies because they have had a miscarriage in a time period where other people don't refer to that as a baby. And so they feel very personally attacked, and it feels like it's like not supportive and all of that. I really hope that those people come to the side and understand now that like you are not protected either.
Yep.
I think also we could solve a lot of this and get a lot more numbers of people voting if we also had like accurate state mandated also like resources and therapy and help for people who do experience miscarriages, because it's an incredibly traumatic thing.
It's traumatic and common.
Yeah. And like when you're not processing that and then you are dealing with this grieving, this loss of this baby that however many weeks, if that is a pregnancy you wanted, that is your call. If it's a baby, that's your call. But if it's not a pregnancy that you want, it's a cluster of cells.
Right.
It's that, like, that's just what it is. The same way that like when you're trying to get pregnant, like, and you're doing like IVF or whatever, like, and someone's jacking off into a cup, that's like potential and that's future. If you don't want a kid, that's just semen. You know, there's like two sides of all of that. And this just hurts people with uteruses everywhere on every side of it. And they're turning us all against each other. And then they're using us as examples to convince other people. When in reality, like, it's just the patriarchy fucking us all over. And it's just so depressing. Very Handmaid's Tale.
But they're putting all their thoughts into younger people too. So it's like a cycle that it's not going to end until... I don't know when or if it can end, because there's plenty of younger people in power that have the same thoughts because it's been put into them. Most of those crazed Republicans, a lot of them are young.
I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's kind of fact, but that's, I think, part of the reason why we make college so inaccessible is because we know when people get... But a lot of them
didn't even get degrees.
But no, so I'm saying when we make people more, when we have like access to college and education to absolutely everyone, like that's when people are leaving their homes and like forming their own opinions. But like if we make education impossible for people, like we're just going to be maintaining the same belief systems that our parents have. And like we're keeping everyone uneducated so we can remain powerless. I hate it. Okay, let's come up with something on a lighter note to end the episode. A little less doomsday.
Congratulations to Britney Spears on her pregnancy.
I was like, oh my gosh, congratulations in my head. And then I also saw some people on Twitter who are like, I don't think she's actually pregnant. Like, I think she was just like making a joke about a food baby. I interpreted that as she's pregnant.
I didn't read it, but I just saw the other things about it.
Hey. You imagine she is having a baby, J-Lo and what's his name are back together.
I'm not celebrating this.
I don't know. I'm too young to like know the cultural significance of any of that. Yeah. Okay. That is it for this episode. We hope you all enjoyed. If you want to go leave a review on the podcast app, we would so appreciate that. As always, you can vote on the poll that comes out before Monday. So most likely Friday. This episode's out on Thursday. And we love when you tag us in things on Twitter, TikTok, send us a message on Instagram if you want to let us know something we should talk about for Rachel of the Week, or you have a hot take you would like to hear our personal take on. And let's keep it going with the new thing we have started, where head on over to the Instagram in the last post and comment your positive, your anti-Rachel of the week. Maybe we'll have a name for it by now, by the time you're listening to this, but not by the time we're recording it. Maybe it's the Deborah. No?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Deborah puts me in the same lane as Karen.
Okay. So Deborah's the anti-Karen to me. We'll be taking your suggestions.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, we will circle back next week.
Bye.
Bye. But Am I Wrong is a production by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melisa DeMonts, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
And production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
Hi there, Fred Greenhalgh here, director of audio dramas like DC High Volume Batman and Star Trek Con. However, my one true love remains all things spooky, and I'm excited to say there's a new season of my horror podcast, Undertow. This season is called Familiar Haunts, standalone horror tales that reveal how the past is never truly gone, and humanity may be the most ruthless monster of them all. Here's a sample from the first episode about a man who returns to the house he grew up in after receiving a creepy voicemail from his mother. Let's hear it, shall we?
Mike, help me. I'm not alone in here. I'm not alone. She's walking. She's walking toward me.
Hear the rest by listening to Familiar Haunts, available on Undertow. Subscribe to Undertow wherever you get your podcasts, such as the app you're listening to me right now. In addition to the weekly releases of Familiar Haunts, we have 11 previous seasons with everything from werewolf tales to underwater monsters and creepy reincarnated twins. So get your spooky fix by subscribing to Undertow.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death, the horror comedy game show where nothing is sacred, everything's a little unhinged, and the only thing more cursed than the questions are the jokes. I'm Roz Hernandez, your fearless host, and each week I'll be leading a brave group of guests through twisted horror trivia, improv games, and enough sarcastic banter to make you question all your life's choices. So come for the screams, stay for the snark. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you. In the meantime, don't get tickled to death.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
Okay, so you want to tell him, or you want me to tell him?
No. I got this. People out there.
Yeah.
People, lean in. Get close. Listen, here's the deal.
We have big news.
We got monumental news. We got snacktacular news.
Yeah, after a brief hiatus, my good friend Michael Ian Black and I are coming back.
My good friend Tom Cavanaugh and I are coming back to do what we do best.
What we were put on this earth to do.
To pick a snack.
To eat a snack.
And to rate a snack.
Scientifically.
Emotionally.
Spiritually.
Mates is back.
Mike and Tom Eat Snacks is back.
A podcast for anyone with a mouth.
With a mouth. Available wherever you get your podcasts.